Oprah Winfrey has just hosted Bruce Willis's wife, Emma, on her podcast. Now, Oprah had to take a back seat to Diane Sawyer over at ABC News. Diane landed the exclusive interview. Okay, Diane got first dibs. So, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Okay, she may be getting her shoelaces tied by her platonic friend Gail over at the Bezos wedding in Venice, but out here on these streets, Diane Sawyer is hustling, and she got Emma Willis first. Okay. Not only that, and this is why you want the exclusive, because on Oprah's pod, the first half of it is Emma regurgitating everything she already told Diane Sawyer. And it's not that interesting because Emma's not that interesting. The most interesting thing about Emma is not even that she's married to a movie star, because, you know, any gold digger can figure that out. You know, the interesting thing about Emma is that her very famous movie star husband is dying of a rare disease, and it's a horror show for anyone who's diagnosed with this and their family members. But Emma has found a way to monetize it. And Rachel Meghan Markle better up her game because Emma's a better actress. Not by much, but she's better. Now, first, Oprah greets Emma in a garden. And it looks like something out of Rembrandt, you know, but even the lighting, the flowers, but it's not London, it's Montecito, I guarantee you. And this whole thing is very, very Meghan Markle coded. And watch as Emma tries to suppress her glee at getting an audience with Oprah, not only getting the benediction from Oprah, but Oprah's going to move fucking books for her. Okay. Oprah's going to make her a bestseller. And so watch her try to suppress her glee, because we're talking about something very, very, very serious here, because just like Carol Radziwill, some guy that Emma married is dying.
Hi, Miss Winfrey.
Call me Oprah, for goodness sakes.
Hello, Oprah. How are you? It's so nice to meet you.
Oh, dispense with the niceties. We're here to make a meal over your husband's dying body.
You could come.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you. This is
I'm so excited about having you here. You know why? Because I've read your book, and that book is going to free so many caregivers. It is such an offering of hope to so many caregivers.
Thank you.
It is. It's going to change. I read a lot of books, and I've done a lot of, conversations. I can feel that that's going to shift the conversation.
I hope so. Change the narrative.
Oh, I hope so. Change the narrative. Change the narrative. That is a housewife's tagline. Change the narrative. Oprah. I can tell you, I may have had to give up the first interview with you to Diane Sawyer, but this book is going to change the culture. No, it is not. This is a rich woman's lament. This is a rich, uninteresting woman who would never, ever, ever have gotten a book deal had she not been married to Bruce fucking Willis, who can afford all the help in the world. Oprah's trying to frame this as she's going to help the average caregiver. Trust me. As you know, my family's going through it with my mother. We know this. We know this drill, okay? This is such bullshit. I can't even. Now, so just anybody who even had a passing interest in this thing, you can just skip the first half of the intro. And this is how out of touch and no fucks left to give Oprah is. She doesn't really do the work anymore. She doesn't even realize she's having a rehashed, warmed over conversation with Emma Willis, who's already told all of this stuff to Diane Sawyer, how she and Bruce met, the marriage, the kids, when she realized something was wrong. There is nothing else to talk to this woman about. Okay, she's not interesting. And I'm telling you, she's not a reader, and she's not a curious person, and she's not interested in people who don't have money. Okay, because otherwise we would be taking all of the proceeds from what is sure to be our best-selling book, and we would be starting a foundation, a charitable entity that would be geared toward helping average and below poverty level Americans who are dealing with this very plague in their own homes. But are we doing that? No. Hey, is there a journalist out there who would like to ask Emma why she's not doing that? Now, Oprah asks Emma how she has been able to live with prolonged grief.
How have you learned to live with this kind of prolonged grief?
You just do. It is right
real
next
thinker.
to me all the time.
It's a philosopher.
And what I have learned,
it's not next to her. Bruce is in another home.
Grief and this process is that, I need to.
Stalling.
It's important for me to be able to talk about it
which you're doing. You talked about it with Diane Sawyer. You're talking about it with Oprah. This woman has no answers. She has no insight. She's not a deep person. And when I say Bruce is in another home, I don't mean a nursing home. I mean, Emma says that they built a second house on their property and they removed Bruce from the only home he's ever known and they installed him in a place that's foreign to him, which for someone with dementia is incredibly traumatic. And she's got 24/7 multi-body, round the clock, individualized care for him. And that is something only the 1% can relate to, okay? Everybody else is on the phone with Medicaid to the point where they're in tears out of frustration because the system is built to break you. It's built to break you. Here's Emma on more of her insight on caregivers.
Okay, so you were told by a doctor that caregivers actually die at a rate of 63%. I was so shocked for that number.
Trying to make her book bigger than she is. It's a lie.
Age who are not caregivers. That's number one. That's alarming, to say the least. Did the doctor explain why?
Because caregivers don't have time to care for themselves, right? They are looking after their person. They are handling the medications, the doctor's appointments, the household. If they have young children, they're parenting. They are not thinking about themselves in any way.
Okay, first of all, Oprah asked that question, did the doctor explain why? With a smile. She is dark. She is dark. And then Emma says, yeah, the doctor had to explain it to me that, caregivers are always burnt out because they're not only trying to attend to an adult who's literally losing their mind, but then they have to pay the bills and go to work and parent their children. And the stress just gets too much. That had to be explained to Emma because Emma's got a household of staff. Trust me. But she wants people who are already suffering to buy her book. Now Emma is going to, you know how I said at the top of the show, writers and cliches, never the twain shall mix? An original thinker, you're putting your words on paper, you're going out, you have a huge platform now. Do not traffic in cliches. Let's listen to Emma explain how it is caregivers need the people in their lives to show up for them.
And another point that you made that I really appreciated in the book is that people always say, call me if you need anything, or let me know if you need anything.
Yeah.
And you were saying, instead of saying, let me know if you need anything, just do the thing.
Just do the thing.
Do the thing.
Tell me what you can do.
Yes.
Or here is, what I would love for caregivers to do. It takes a little bit of busy work for them, but, what are the things that you do in a week? What that you don't need to do that you could just allocate for someone else to do it. If it's picking up the medication, if it's going to the grocery store, if
this
it's
is what her
taking
staff
my
does.
car to get the tank filled, here is a list of the things that I would love for you to help with.
Or somebody to help me with, yes.
Someone.
Yes.
Right, Oprah's like, or somebody to help me with, like Gail. Gail does all of that stuff. Gail ties my shoes. Listen, this is the stuff of advice columns, okay? Like, oh, here's what you do. Like dummies who write into the New York Times. Oh, by the way, to the dummy who wrote into the New York Times this Sunday in the magazine and said, hey, my neighbors are abusing their dogs. Should I do something? Yeah, you should do something, okay? You should be banging down the doors of your local police and the ASPCA and anybody who can help or offer to buy that dog. Do whatever the fuck you got to do to save the dog next door who's being abused and tied up and left outside in 30-degree weather. Do it. Now, Emma, back to Emma. Sorry. Cruelty to animals. It's, it's a no-go. Okay. Now, Emma is also, if you notice, sitting here again, she's in her most serious cosplay. We're wearing the no makeup look. We're wearing designer eyewear that's just very somber. We're just wearing like a polo. I guarantee you that's Laura Piana. I guarantee you it looks like nothing, but I guarantee you it's like $1,000. And, we're just very serious. Our hair is just straight and kind of limp, because we're depressed. We're depressed. Now, like Emma, I think, should get together with Liz Gilbert and they can talk about what it is just dying for someone to hurry up and get it over with and expire so you can get the money and move on with your life. Emma would like to get a book too, I'm sure, a book deal about how to survive after your much older husband, who is famous and wealthy, dies. And then I'm sure she'd like a podcast. And I don't know, we'll figure out other ways to monetize this. I just think just get all the dark people together. Like, why doesn't Rachel Meghan Markle invite Emma and Liz onto her Christmas Netflix special? I would watch that. Now, Emma is going to tell us that one of Bruce's daughters with Demi Moore came to her and said that she was more, well, you'll hear it. Here we go.
That was another wake-up call for me. And, if Scout's telling me that she's more worried about me than her own father, I was like, oh my goodness, I am losing it. I need to get myself together.
Do you want to know what else Scout is preoccupied with? She's preoccupied with the release of her new single, her new music. It's out today. Timed to her stepmother's media tour, exploiting her father. How serendipitous. How serendipitous. Look at this from Scout's Instagram. Now, here is an older post of her performing.
Grief with a grief and welcome it in. I've known pain as a friend, and I will let it lead me.
Grief, grief, grief is the text coming all over her, okay? Again, these people are not subtle. Then there is this on her Instagram teasing her new single. Again, out today. If you care to buy, put a little money in her pocket too while you're at it. Don't just give it to stepmommy over here. Here's Scout dressed like Roller Girl from Boogie Nights. Scout is giving us a full-on J-Lo death jiggle. And she's got a Venmo prompt to the side. Okay, this is classy, class all the way. All the way. Now, forgive me, because we have to get back to the real star of this tragedy. And it's not Bruce. It's Emma. It's Emma Willis, okay? This is a whopper, and I'm going to take this thing out back. I'm going to take this lie out back and shoot it, okay? Listen to Emma. Oh, the gall on her. The nerve. Here we go.
You said that he's actually in a blissful state.
Yeah. Yeah, Bruce isn't thinking about what happened yesterday or what's happening right now or tomorrow.
She barely sees him.
Or what he has to do or what's on the schedule. Or
He is so present. He is in the here and now. And it's actually really beautiful to witness.
So we're seeing private home movie footage of Bruce Willis that I don't think Bruce Willis, when he had his faculties about him, I don't think he would have agreed to this. I don't think he would have agreed to being trotted out for public consumption. So his younger, one-time beta model wife, nobody ever heard of Emma Willis before she married Bruce, okay? She was like modeling, like, she's like catalog model levels, okay? Now, again, I speak as someone whose mother has this disease. They are not in blissful states. They're not. If they are quiet and they seem content, usually they're heavily drugged up. Because what happens, they know something is wrong with them. They know. They may not know who they are, who their children are, who their spouse is, where they are, but they know something is really wrong. My mother has said that to me without knowing I'm her daughter anymore. There's something really wrong with me. I can't remember things. And they get very agitated and they get angry. So this is a lie. And Emma is out here parading around like she's performing a public fucking service, telling people shit they didn't know before, and that Bruce is always happy and he's in the moment. He's just so present because he doesn't know. He's not present. Having dementia is the absolute opposite of being present. She is a bitch for doing this. It makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. Now, we go on to say, we're going to talk about Demi Moore, Bruce's ex-wife. And Emma's going to talk, and Oprah's going to talk about how supportive Demi is. Demi's not here, okay? Demi's not here, and she hasn't had her publicist issue a current statement as Emma's out, getting her close up about what a great fucking wife Emma is. Wonder why. So Oprah digs up this interview, a previous interview with Demi, and I'm going to guess this was during Demi's like nearly year-long media tour to get an Academy Award for The Substance. And, you know, we've got images to promote and protect. All right, here we go.
I have so much compassion for Emma in this, being a young woman. There's no way that anybody could have anticipated, you know, where this was going to go.
Okay, I think that is a very coded response. And this is my interpretation of Demi's response. This trick over here, this young gold digger, never ever anticipated that a man as virile and masculine as her action movie hero husband, Bruce Willis, so virile he fathered 2 more children with her, was ever going to go out this way. That she would have the prime of her life stopped in its tracks because her husband got dementia, and suddenly all of his money, all of his wealth has to go to his care, and she can't walk out the door without looking like the gold digger she is. She's got to stay here and suck this up. And dementia takes a long time. You know, as I've said before, the perversity of this disease is that people who suffer from it, their physical health is usually sterling. It's perfect. And my mother has always been as healthy as a horse, and she remains that way. And that is a tragedy, really, because she's going to suffer with this. Today's show is brought to you by Oxford Natural, home of the all-natural Optimum Day and Optimum Night supplements. Are you trying to lose weight after having a baby or prepping for your wedding or just ready to feel like yourself again? It's tough, but absolutely possible. Thousands of men and women across the USA and UK are already doing it with Oxford Natural. Their Optimum Day powers you with steady energy, it crushes cravings, and it keeps your metabolism firing all day long. Optimum Night helps you relax, sleep deeply, recover, and keep burning fat while you rest. England's soccer legend Michael Owen lost 40 pounds, and Robbie, the face of AFTV, dropped over 100 pounds. And it's worked for plenty of other people too. And now it is your turn. Scan the QR code or click the link. Grab 70% off, a whopping 70% off your first order with code NERVE. No gimmicks, no needles, just results. Oxford Natural. Let's get to work.